Ladies and gents, Temple of the Kings is officially here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. We got brand new ODION support. Holy smokes, guys, this deck is absolutely insane. It's one of the most underrated decks that has just recently been released out of Maze of the Masters. And guys, in today's video, I'm gonna showcase you guys everything you guys need to know when it comes to playing the brand new ODION Temple of the King strategies. I'm gonna showcase you guys the card by card breakdown for this deck for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. And most importantly, I'm gonna showcase you guys bread and butter combos you guys must know when it comes to playing this brand new ODION deck for 2025 post Maze of the Masters. This deck is by far one of my favorite decks to come out of Maze of the Masters, and without further ado, time to unlock the power of ODION and send all our opponents to the Shadow Realm. Val Road. All right, guys, here we go. The man of the mark. Holy smokes, guys. Honestly, guys, I got this deck max rarity just for you guys, and I cannot wait to showcase you guys this deck. This deck looks absolutely insane, and this is look at this, guys. Yo, this is ODION, fam. God damn. And guys, if you're here on the channel for the very first time, my name is Sam from Team Samurai X1. I do everything Yu-Gi-Oh related, TCG, Master Duel, you guys name it, openings, deck profiles, everything when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. And if you guys haven't yet hit the subscribe button, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. That'll be absolutely amazing. All right, guys, without further ado, let's begin. So first and foremost, you're gonna start with the monster real quick. You're gonna play 3 copies of the Man with the Mark. And this card right here is ODION. This card is one of the best starters in the entire deck. And what this card does is that if this card is level 4 Earth Spellcaster Effect monster with a stats of 1000 attack and 1000 defense. And what this does is that this card is normal summon or special summon. You can take one Temple of the King or one Spell Trap card that mentions it from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So it searches any of your Temple of the King cards directly from your deck to your hand or foolishes them to the grave. Second effect, you can only use this effect of the Man of the Mark once per turn. While you control Temple of the Kings, this card and Apophis monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So this card has a built-in protection while Temple of the Kings is on the field for itself and also your Apophis monsters. And Temple of the Kings you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. This is really important because the protection effect, as long as this card's on the field, it protects all your cards from being destroyed. Okay, so Man of the Mark, absolutely amazing, one of the best starters in the entire deck. You must maximize yourself and play 3 copies of ODION in your deck. Next off, of course, we're gonna play 3 copies of Anubis, the Last Judge. This card right here is a level 10 Earth effect monster with the stats of 3000 attack and 0 defense. And this card's a level 8 Fiend. And what it does is that cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand or graveyard while you have 3 or more cards in your grave with different names that are Temple of the Kings and or trap cards by placing 2 of them to the bottom of your deck. So as long as you have, you know, any 3 trap cards of different names, you can summon this card by shuffling 2 back. Or if you have, you know, let's say 2 different name trap cards and Temple of the Kings, you can shuffle back, of course, 2 cards to the bottom of your deck to summon this card. And the summoning effect is not a once per turn effect, by the way, which is absolutely insane. But the real reason why Anubis, the Last Judge, is really important is the fact that you can discard this card to add 1 the Man of the Mark directly from your deck to your hand. So this card instantly searches ODION directly from your deck to your hand, and also at the same time puts itself in the graveyard, so that way you can easily summon it while you have 3 or more cards with different names and, you know, and or Temple of the Kings or trap cards with different names in your grave. So honestly, sending this card to the graveyard to get access to your starter, which is the Man of the Mark, is absolutely necessary to play, is absolutely crucial for this deck right here. So you're gonna play 3 copies of Anubis, the Last Judge. Look at that, guys. Collector rare. Holy smokes. Move it. All right. And the last monster playing for the ODION, engine is the Merciless Scorpion of Circuit. This card is like the retrained version of the Scorpion Circuit, right? You guys know the OG one, right? And this card is pretty good because it's level 6 Earth Fury effect monsters with a stat of 2500 attack and 2000 defense. And what this card does is that cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special from your hand by banishing 1 level 10 or higher monster from your hand or deck while you control Temple of the Kings. And what's a level 10 monster in your deck? Of course, Anubis the Last Judge. You can easily summon this card by banishing Anubis the Last Judge while you control Temple of the Kings. And what this card does is that once per turn during your main phase, you can add 1 Temple of the Kings or 1 spell that mentions it from your deck to your hand. So this card can search basically all your starters, which is Treasure of the Kings or Temple of the Kings. And a secondary ability does come up where it reads that at the start of the damage step, If this card battles the opponent monster, you can destroy that opponent's monster. If you do, this card gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's original's attack. So this card right here can be pretty beefy. Can basically get rid of any monster during battle phase, which is actually really strong. So Merciless Scorpion, only 1 copy is needed to free summon by banishing Anubis the Last Judge directly from your deck. And you can easily search Temple of the Kings or Treasure of the Kings directly from your deck to your hand. So that's the last, of course, ODION monster that you're playing in the deck. Now off to more of your starters. You're going to play 3 copies of Treasures of the King. This card is absolutely ridiculous. And what this card does is that when this card is activated, and it's a field spell, by the way, you can set one Apophis Trap from your deck. So it sets any Apophis Trap. And this card name becomes Temple of the Kings while it's in your field zone. So once it's activated and it stays in your field, its name is now changed to Temple of the Kings. So that's how you're able to resolve cards like the Scorpion effect, because if you have Treasure of the Kings in the field, this card is essentially your Temple of the Kings, so that way that you can search the actual Temple of the Kings directly from an extra hand. And once per turn, if you have 2 or more set cards on your field or a trap card in your graveyard, okay, you can add 1 monster that mentions Temple of the Kings from your deck to your hand. Card's absolutely cracked, and it's a once per turn effect, by the way. And obviously off Treasure of the Kings, it already provides you with 1 set. And if you have any other cards you can set on your turn, you can basically search any monster that mentions Temple of the Kings directly from your deck to your hand. So that's Anubis, that's Man on the Mark, and also that's also Scorpion as well, right? Which is really insane. So this card is like one of the best starters in the deck, hands down. And you want to maximize yourself on actually seeing Treasures of the Kings. That's why, you know, Anubis and also Man on the Mark is really important. And you want to maximize yourself by playing, of course, the 1 terraforming. You're playing 4 copies of Treasure of the Kings. Actually, you're playing 5 copies of Treasure of the Kings with set rotation. Of playing a sub engine that actually utilizes another field spell in the deck, which can get you access to a core Treasure of the Kings as quickly as possible. This card's your starter. You want to start off with this card in your opening hand alongside Anubis or Man of the Mark as much as possible. Those are like the best 9 starters in the deck: Treasure of the Kings, and also you know, Anubis, and also Man of the Mark. So set rotation is really important. Get you access to Treasure of the Kings. And the last card you're playing is, of course, Pot of Prosperity. You can dig 6 card deep into your deck to see one of these cards right here, or Man of the Mark or Anubis the Last Judge. Prosperity just helps you see these cards more efficiently, right? So that's pretty much it for ways to get your, you know, Treasure of the Kings. And last but not least, you're gonna play, of course, the 1 Temple of the Kings. It's kind of a brick in your deck, but it's part of your engine requirement, so you have to play it. And it's really important because you can activate trap cards the turn they're set. Just 1 trap card the turn they're set, which is really good. So this is part of your engine. You need to play it. Now on to more of your ODION engine. Still, you don't play, of course, 2 copies of Apophis the Serpent and 2 copies of Apophis the Swamp Deity. I'm not playing the actual Apophis because I feel like it's not that great. I don't think it's that good. I think these are all you need to play in the deck. And these cards, you know, not necessarily are great going second, you know, into Detonator, but going first, these cards are absolutely insane. You know, and the reason why Temple of the Kings is really important is because you're allowed to activate Serpent the turn that's set, and then Serpent can set Apophis. Serpent has the amazing ability where it reads that, especially when this card is a normal monster, it's level 4, and this card is still a trap card. Then you can set 1 Apophis trap from your deck, except for Apophis the Serpent. It can be activated this turn, so you can activate this and then set this and activate this on the exact same turn. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Embodiment of Apophis directly from your deck to your hand. When I'm not playing that, I feel like I don't want to add any more bricks to the deck. I don't think it's necessary to play the original Embodiment of Apophis in the main deck, so you guys don't have to play it. You guys can go ahead and add it if you guys are not comfortable without playing it. But in just my, you know, professional experience, you know, by playing this deck competitively and on other online simulators, I feel like you never needed the actual embodiment, right? So Apophis is great. It sets this, and this card is actually really OD, where it reads that during the main phase, you special this card as normal monster. It's level 6. It has 2000 attack and 2200 defense. And this card is also still a trap card that you can negate the effects of face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of other continuous trap cards you control till the end of this turn. So this card is like a skill drain, right? Which is really good. So if you summon Apophis and then summon Apophis Swamp Deity, so it'd be like chilling 1, chilling 2. Like if this card's already on the field while you summon Apophis or the Swamp Deity, you can already negate 1 free card, non-targeting, which is absolutely insane, right? And this is level 6, helps you make rank 6 exceeds plays. This is level 4, helps you make rank 4 exceeds plays as well. So that's all playing. I'm playing the 2 and 2. I see some people play 3 and 3, but I feel like I want to have the best chances of actually going second. Going first deck is already really strong, but playing multiple copies of these for going second, it's just not the greatest into boards like Detonator. Like these cards are just kind of like bricks while going second, right? So I think 2 and 2 is just more than enough to play in this deck. And guys, this right here is 18 cards you guys must play. So that means you have 22 spots for non-engine, which is crazy. For a deck like this, 22 spots for non-engine, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. ladies and gents. All right, let's begin. So first, for like, you know, one of our first slots, I'm playing Statue of Anguish pattern. This card's absolutely insane. Special this card as an effect monster. It's a rock. Level 7 attack, 0, 2500 defense. It's still treated as a trap card. If summoned this way, this card cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects while you control another trap card. That is a monster. Really important. If a card is special summoned from your spawn trap zone to a monster zone while this card is in your monster zone, you target one card in the field and destroy it. This card is ridiculous. So basically what you want to do is you want to make Silhouette Rabbit, set this card, and once you have, of course, your Apophis trap cards in rotation, these cards essentially gains additional effects to pop while this card's on the field. So like if it's already in the field, you activate, like, you know, like Apophis here. This is one negate, right? So let's say like you have these two cards. Like if you activate this Chainlink 1, Apophis Chainlink 2, bring out, it just pops cards on the field, which is actually really, really good. Which is amazing. Honestly, you kind of want to activate like once per chain, actually, because this is, I believe, it's just once per chain. So obviously it's like if you have statue of this in defense mode, right? You just activate this, bring itself out. You can set the Apophis, pop one card, and you activate this, bring itself out, pop another card while negating another card. Like, this card's ridiculous, and you can access this from Silhouette Rabbit, which is absolutely scary. So guys, Statue of Anguish pattern is absolutely insane, and it's like one of the slots that I'm using as my non-engine, right? And this card is just like ridiculous. Next off, I love this engine a lot. I'm playing Kashtira. I'm playing 2 Unicorn and 1 Fenrir. I think this is good going first. I think like Unicorn is better going first than going second. But going second, it just can provide a lot of pressure as well by getting you access to Birth. And the reason why Unicorn and Fenrir is actually really important is that Fenrir is a breaker. Unicorn is also an extender, which is really, really awesome. But it gets you access to Pressure Planet Wraitsoth, and Wraitsoth gets you access to any of these, which makes, of course, your set rotation becomes live, which is why I like set rotation. I think adding in the Kashtira engine as part of your sub engine, so that way you can play more copies of Terraform, which is set rotation, to get you access to treasures of the kings, is absolutely crucial. And these cards just like, they're Kashtira monsters. Like, they're like the best cards in the game, obviously. So these cards are just like really, really good. You know, with Planet, and last but not least, playing the 1 Birth right here, which is really awesome. So constant recursion, constant grind game with Kashtira Birth and your Kashtira monsters. I don't see a reason not to play these cards in your deck right here. So the cash cards are insane. And now off to your actual non-engine. I'm playing 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Imperm has dual purpose in this deck. Not only is it kind of a breaker, but it's also a hand trap. This card outs, of course, like you just want to stop dual drive. Like if you stop dual drive and you have one way to stop detonator, which is what this deck is all about while going second, you pretty much win the duel. But Imperm is an important hand trap in the deck because it's a trap card, and trap cards are really important to combo off alongside Treasure of the Kings, because you can trigger its effect to search a monster, right? Which is actually really good. So same reason as Dominus Purge, which is why this deck is actually really good. You can play cards like Dominus Purge because Dominus doesn't affect the deck at all. It only hurts your extra deck, obviously, but you know, if you're able to combo off and you're able to stop dual drive, you're, you know, more likely just gonna win the duel. So Dominus is kind of the best way to stop dual drive without playing to talents, which is actually really, really good. So Dominus is just really nice, and it's also a trap card which can be set to trigger off your Treasure of the Kings. I believe the best way to play this deck is having a breaker approach. So I'm playing 3 copies of Evenly Match. It has dual purposes. Is obviously not as good going first, but going first, it's better than a hand trap in a way because you can set it so that way you can trigger off your Treasure of the Kings, right? So these cards are great. And while going second, yo, these boards full of monsters like Rizio, Feedsmith Rizio's boards, they're just going to keep detonating on the field. They lose Cross, they lose everything. And now Rizio's are playing what? They're playing Book of Moon, they're playing Book of Eclipse, they're playing Metatronus. And once you enter battle phase, they're going to remove everything except for detonator. And if you have like evenly paired with Imperm, like you just win the duel, right? You just evenly them, they lose the whole board, they just have detonator, and you just activate Imperm on detonator, and then it's over. Like, guys, like, how are they winning? You feel what I'm saying? So evenly just like clears boards, and it's very unexpected. It's like one of the best trap cards in this current meta right now. That's super duper underrated. So these are like 9 great traps that you must play in the deck. Now off to more breakers. I'm playing 2 talents. Good going first, good going second. I love talents. This card is like a god card, so strong. And last but not least, you're playing 3 Ultimate Slayers right here. I like Ultimate Slayer. It's really good. It's 1 card out to detonator, and also, you know, Sense Aggregator to just negate the field spell, which is really, really good. So Slayer is just really great. It's, again, I'm not playing a lot of hand traps in the deck because I feel like hand traps aren't as good with Treasure of the Kings, whereas Ultimate Slayer is not as good going first, but you can at least set it so that way you can trigger off your, you know, your Treasure of the Kings. And honestly, Raizio is going first. They're not killing you anyway. Like Raizio going second, they're not killing you anyways. So you can just have Ultimate Slayer as backup, and then you can use Slayer on the crack back to just break their board. So Slayer is just really nice in my personal opinion. So these are the breakers that I'm playing alongside the Evilis, Imperiums, and Dominus. And the only hand trap that I think is acceptable has to be 3 Droll Lockbird. And the reason why Droll is like kind of like the best hand traps if you're playing very minimal hand traps is because it's not bad to just see Droll. Droll is a very high roll card. If you activate Droll, it can easily stop a turn. They go Ice Search, right? They go Ice, Summon, X Search, and then you Droll them. They can't make Dual Drive. They just make Detonator Pass. And honestly, this is the only card that plays in the talents. But this is like the best high roll card. This completely stops your opponent right away. It's good against the Murmur matchup as well. And good against decks that are like combo heavy, combo oriented, really good against Blue Eyes. I like Droll Lockbird in the main deck as my only hand trap to, you know, because like Droll with like any one of these breakers, you're pretty much lit. You know what I'm saying? Like Droll and one breaker just breaks the entire board. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Droll or Fua, you guys go ahead and play, you know, either or. It's all the personal preference, but I think Droll is just a bit better. All right, ladies and gents, off to the extra deck. You want to start with, of course, Divine Serpent of Apophis. This card is absolutely insane. It's like one of the most custom cards I've ever read. It's level 6, Earth, 2800 attack, 2600 defense. And it requires 2 monster dimensions, Temple of the Kings, and must be either fusion summoned or special them by attributing 2 Apophis monsters. Like you're summoning your 2 traps, you're making this. And this card's insane because once per turn, you can target up to 3 Apophis traps with different names in your grave and set them. So you're summoning, okay, so you're using 2 Apophis monsters, which is of course the Serpent, and sets, of course, the deity. Look at this. You activate this, set this, activate this, set these 2 to make this, and then activate this to reset these 2. Like, what? Like, how custom is that? And it has this amazing ability where it reads that once per turn, if a trap card is activated, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy. Any trap card, by the way. So you're like, this card becomes like an insane pop, which is really crazy. Best recycling ability and pops. Serpent of Apophis is absolutely ridiculous, and it also is a level 6, which is insane. All right, one Steel Hat Rabbit. It sets your statue, or it sets your Apophis card, which is really good. If I had multiple copies, I'd play this. I play 2 Rabbit for sure, but I only have 1. SP, IP. Like you can cut IP for Rabbit, for a second Rabbit. Link Spider. Okay, absolutely amazing. Like you can turn your Apophis into Link Spider, so that way you can make Silhouette Rabbit. RXCs, of course, Divine Arsenal Zeus. You're playing Talons, you can steal Zeus. You're playing Talons, you can steal Detonator, make Zeus, or you can steal Caesar, make Zeus. A Typhon, the Time Thief Redoer right here, really good cards. Gaga Cowboy, and last but not least, 1 Goblin Crazy Beast helps you break Detonator. And you're playing a lot of level 6s in the deck, so you can easily make this. Next off, for your Slayer targets, you're playing, of course, the Buphalis, Garura, Miragic. Okay. Last but not least, the 1 Golden Cloud Beast Malong. Drawn off for all your Slayer targets. And ladies and gents, that's pretty much it for the main deck, guys. The main deck, I believe, is absolutely perfect. Love the way this deck functions. It's a trap deck. Mind you, let's get started with some of the bread and butter combos you guys must know so you guys can fully understand this deck a bit better. All right, guys, time to unlock the power of ODION. This card alone, ODION himself alone, can put up a lot of disruptions. It's absolutely crazy. So ladies and gents, without further ado, let us begin. So first and foremost, you want to normal summon the Man with the Mark, okay? We activate the Man with the Mark effect. You're going to search for Treasures of the Kings, okay? Now you want to activate Treasure of the Kings. I'm just going to place it right here because here there's a little bit of glare there. So I'm just going to place it right here. Activate Treasure of the Kings. This card is going to get you to set your Apophis the Serpent right here. Really awesome. Now, what's going to happen is that with any set card in your hand, that's why playing breakers or cards that can be set, like Spell and Traps, are really important in the deck because you can trigger off Treasure of the Kings. So you're going to set 1 card face down. You're going to activate Treasure of the Kings effect. You're going to set 1 card face down and then activate Treasure of the King's effect. This card is going to get you access to, of course, Merciless Scorpion of Circuit directly from your deck to your hand. Now, since you control Temple of the Kings, since Treasure of the Kings becomes Temple of the Kings while in your field zone, you get to summon Merciless Scorpion of Circuit from your hand by banishing the Anubis, the Last Judge, directly from your deck. Now you get to activate Merciless Scorpion effect. You get to add Temple of the Kings directly from your deck to your hand. So you get to add Temple of the Kings. Now you can activate Temple of the Kings. And this card allows you to activate one trap card in the turn they're set, which is absolutely insane. So now with Temple of the Kings, you can activate one trap card in the turn that was set. So now you get to activate Apulpus the Serpent. This card summons itself, allowing you to set, of course, the Apulpus the Swamp Deity directly from your deck, which can be activated this turn, which is insane. Now you want to activate, of course, Apulpus the Swamp Deity, summon itself. Okay, so now with these two cards, you're gonna fusion them away to the graveyard to make, of course, your Divine Serpent of Apulpus. And now what you can do is that you can use, of course, Divine Serpent Apulpus effect to target these two cards in your grave to reset them, which is absolutely ridiculous. And now you can use, of course, Merciless Scorpion and the Man of the Mark. Send these two cards to the graveyard. You can either link into IP Masquerena, okay? Or what I like to do is I actually like to make Silhouette Rabbit. Silhouette Rabbit is just, I believe, is just a bit better in situation. You can summon Silhouette Rabbit right here. Activate Rabbit's effect. You basically get to set Statue of Anguish Patterns directly from your deck. So guys, this is your end board with just one card, by the way. Your back rules are set. You have Silhouette Rabbit, you have Apulpus, and you have these cards right here, which is absolutely insane. And this is like an Imperm or Dominus Impulse. I obviously would have been a bit better, but I'm just showing you that any card that can be set can trigger off this entire combo, right? So how many interruptions is this? Well, let me showcase you guys this interruption, okay? This is an interruption, okay? So this is one pop. This is also one pop. So there's two interruptions. Obviously, you want to summon a Statue of Anguish Pattern first, okay? This is automatically two pops. So once Anguish Pattern comes out, anytime you activate a trap, it's a pop. So this is a pop. This is a pop. This is a pop. This is a pop. And once you activate this, you basically get to set another Swamp Deity, and this becomes another pop. All right? So you guys are wondering, these aren't negation removal. These are spot removals. You're removing cards from the field, which is scarier than negates, in my personal opinion. So one pop, two pop. Once this card sums out, it gives you more pops. So it's like one pop, two pop, three pop, four pop, five pops. Five pops. Not only is it five pops, but if you, of course, summon Serpent, you get to set, of course, the Swamp Deity, right? This is one pop off this, right? One pop, one pop. Now, if you activate Apulpus, you summon Apulpus here. This is essentially two negates, because once it comes out, it can negate two cards because there's two already spawn trap cards that are already on the field. The continuous traps that are on the field. So this is two negates. And if you activate a third one, you summon itself. This is three negates. So this becomes three negates. So this is five pops. I can't even comprehend it. One pop, two pop for each trap card activated. This will set this. This becomes three pops because you have this on the field, right? But it's five pops. And how is it five negates? Well, if you sequence it this way to summon this, to set Swamp Deity, the first Swamp Deity activate becomes not only a pop, but two negates because you have two continuous traps in the field. And then if you activate the second Swamp Deity, activate this, summon itself out. Since you have three continuous traps on the field, this becomes three negates. So it's five pops plus five negates. It's just ridiculous, bro. This is the combo that you want to go for every single time. And obviously the combo is still very similar. If you want to put Treasure of the Kings, I'm gonna showcase you guys that anyway, so you guys can understand proper sequencing. Obviously, you want to activate Statue first, so that way you can clear your spawn trap zone. So when you activate Apulpus, you can set another one, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, this right here is off just one card. That's it for combo number one. Let's go on to combo number two. All right, guys, off to combo number two. We're gonna start with Treasure of the Kings. This combo is a bit worse than combo number one, but I believe it plays better into the Bureau, in my personal opinion, because you just have one less summon, right? But anyways, the combo is very similar, but you just end on with one less interruption, okay? So you go Treasure of the Kings. Okay, you want to activate this effect. This allows you to set, of course, Apulpus the Serpent directly from your deck. Now you get to set any card evenly matched, set it. This triggers off. Now you can activate Treasure of the Kings. You search for the man with the mark. Then you can normal summon the man with the mark, activate the effect. You get to search for, of course, Temple of the Kings right here, which is absolutely amazing. Now you can activate, of course, Apulpus the Serpent, summon itself. This allows you to, of course, to set the Apulpus the Swamp Deity. Now you get to activate Apulpus the Swamp Deity. Summon these is only 3 summons. So you go 4 summons here into, of course, Divine Serpent. Use Divine Serpent's effect to reset these 2 cards right here. absolutely amazing right here. And then you use these two as your fit summon to making your Silhouette Rabbit, which is really awesome. And then you can activate Silhouette Rabbit right here. You can set, of course, the statue. And this right here is your end board right here. Same thing, but you don't have Divine on the field. But it's still kind of like the same amount of interruptions. Like you're just missing one pop. Right? But it's still the exact same thing. You just summon this. This is a pop on the spawn trap zone. And then you can activate Serpent. Of course, you set another Swamp Deity here. And you can activate this. Activate this. This will trigger off to keep destroying cards. Which is absolutely phenomenal. And if this card is actually live, like an Imperm or Purge, you're pretty much in a lit situation. So just absolutely insane in my personal opinion. So that's pretty much it for like the main one card combos you guys need to understand when it comes to the deck right here. Like this card is really insane. Divine Serpent, Silhouette Rabbit is one of the best cards in the deck to get you access to Statue of Anguish Patterns. And yeah, this is right here is the other combo with Treasure of the Kings. Let's go on to the last and final 2-card combo in this deck. All right, guys, I want to showcase you guys why the Kashtira engine shines so well with the ODION cards. So the best 2-card combo in the deck is absolutely scary. So without further ado, let us begin. So first and foremost, you want to special Unicorn. Activate Unicorn's effect. You are going to add Kashtira Birth directly from your deck to your hand. And you guys notice that Birth is a spell card which you can set and activate on the same turn, which is why it makes like the Man of the Mark plus Unicorn becomes an actual 2-card combo, right? So you're gonna normal summon the Man of the Mark, activate this effect, search Treasure of the Kings. Activate Treasure of the Kings. You are gonna basically set your Pulpus, the Serpent right here. All right, and now you get to set the Kashtira Birth, which is crazy. Triggering off Treasure of the Kings, you basically get to, of course, add the Merciless Scorpion directly from deck to hand using Treasure's effect. Now you get to summon Circuit by banishing, of course, the Anubis directly from your deck. Activate Circuit's effect. You are basically going to search Temple of the Kings directly from the deck to the hand, which is absolutely amazing. And then you get to activate it, which is really, really good. Now it gets insane because you can activate, of course, the Pulpus, summon itself. Okay, and then this will set the deity. Then you get to activate deity right here, summon itself, right here. Now you get to link these two away. Fusion these two away. Summon, of course, Divine Serpent. Now you can activate Divine Serpent to set these 2 cards back to your side of the field, which is actually really, really good. Now what's going to happen next is that you use a Unicorn and also the Man with the Mark. You're going to use these 2 cards. You're going to make your IP Masquerena. And now you get to activate, of course, your Kashtira Birth to revive back Unicorn. And use Birth and Serpent and the Circuit right here. You're going to make, of course, your Silhouette Rabbit. And Rabbit can trigger off its effect to basically set the statue, which is insane. So this is your end board. This is a 2-card combo that ends on this, which is actually crazy. And there's a lot of interruptions, by the way, because you can go. Remember, you summon this first. This becomes a pop. This becomes a pop. This is a pop. Once you activate, you summon your first trap. Then you can summon this. This becomes, of course, this. Sets another one, which is really, really good. And then you use IP. Like, IP, you can use this and Rabbit. You can make, of course, SP right here, which is absolutely insane. And then you can just activate these 2 for more pops. Like, it's just, this is so much negates, but it's like 12 negates right here. Like, you add on 12 disruptions, it was just with Unicorn. It's actually crazy. This is 12 disruptions here. And Anguish Pattern is just so good going first. It's like so strong with Silhouette Rabbit. It just becomes insane, ladies and gents. You guys got to try this deck out yourself. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this is like the best 2-card combo in the deck. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for the deck profile. These are 3 better combos you guys must know when it comes to playing the brand new ODION deck. Let me know your thoughts about this deck in the comments section below. This deck is absolutely insane. In my personal opinion, I think it's really awesome. I think it's super duper strong. And it's one of the best anime decks that's ever been released so far in a side set like Maze of the Masters. It's going to be ridiculous. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know what other deck profiles you guys want me to showcase next. Let me know in the comments below. And it's your boy Sam from Team Star Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.